Chapter 29. Time for fun, Ginger. It is massive. I can see at least 5 football pitches in here, and there is room for so much more, many more. I look around me. Along the stands are just hundreds upon thousands of guns, and they all seem to be pointed inwards, towards the centre of the pitches. Obviously, they are not big fans of football, or that is the way the game is going, perhaps. The guns, the ones that I can see at least, are all sorts of sizes. Some range from dinky little things to huge rifle-type guns, but with extensions. It reminds me that I should maybe get warming up for today's Sunday League match against Amersham Priory FC. They can be tough little shits for a bunch of monks. Yet I wonder, just how much should I prepare for this match? They are top of the league. They are the best, and they outnumber us, as we have a couple of players off sick due to flu. Do we really stand a chance of winning, anyway? Is it worth preparing myself in any way? It would at least save on extra injuries, I guess. I can see in the background that there are a couple of vehicles, but they look big and chunky, metallic, and like they have a lot of guns on them. Very big guns. The only guns I have ever seen that size before are anti-aircraft cannons. They scare me a lot, but only because I'm here first, and I'm vaguely aware of the amount of destruction I could cause. I look at Yurtjuk. I look at him and see someone who said that their intentions were originally peaceful. I know not what to think. I walk around and I try to touch and pick things up. I seem not to be allowed to pick up half of these weapons. But I need them for when we play the Friars. I shout at Yurtjuk, but he does not understand. I prod here, I touch there, but I can't be allowed to. I have never seen anything like these before. I guess Amersham Priory FC have really been practicing. I hope our team has the willpower to last. I have to turn to Yurtjuk to consult him. They were going to attack us with all these, I say to him, talking about the priests. Yes, that's right. We don't stand a jolly chance against them. That was the idea. It's a fair enough point. But all this firepower, laser power. We progressed beyond your primitive methods of warfare many a year ago. What's a laser? I ask, presuming it's some kind of, I don't know, religious light or spray of holy water or something. If holy water can kill vampires, I don't know. I guess God could have created some kind of human version. Or maybe a laser is some kind of fitness thing. I don't know. Something that we invented many years ago. Yurtjuk looks superiorly intelligent. I begin to realise something. Since this Sunday League match has come up, I've become a bit more, I don't know, stabilised. Oh, right. But all this power, you could rule the universe. I don't seem to be all over the place. Oh, I wouldn't say the universe. After all, what would be the point? Apart from you and us, all that is around us at the moment is just intergalactic scum floating around on their respective planets. I guess. Not all planets are big enough for gravity, you see, or too big. We're about the only things that make this universe worth bothering with. I'm rooted, but I look around me. Wow, that's amazingly spiffing. This is not normal. I'm in a nowhere world right now. I spot something out of the corner of my eye. I have to run over to it. Hey, what's this? I pick up a small metal ball thing. It really is no bigger than a golf ball, but it's got a charm. The way it seems to be isolated from everything else. It is in a box. Nothing else is. It's in its own little place. I wonder how we can be in here without getting caught. Everything else is just lumped together. It has a sign on it, and for some reason I can read it, though I have no idea. I have a feeling it's something to do with this place. I had a life before this. I have a life, but it's not there. My mind is playing tricks on me. I'm dreaming or something. The sign says something along the lines of, extremely dangerous. Do not touch. Every time I try to read it, it seems to say roughly the same thing, but slightly different. Don't touch that! I pause, in mid-grab. This stability is caused by this dream I am having. In the real world, everything is different. Everything seems less real. This is hyper-real. And I know that the real world is the real world because the real world is the real world. This is just dream world, but I have been here for a long time. I open my eyes. The time is still 2:30. I close them. Why? That is a highly unstable weapon created from two radioactive materials that once fused together create a highly unpredictable reaction that would basically destroy this section of the ship. Of course, combined with the other weapons in this room, the force would be powerful enough to knock even Pluto off its orbit. Earth and ourselves, especially, wouldn't even stand the barest of chances. Oh, so it's nothing important then, I say, but it does not answer my question. Why am I spending so much time here? I should be out, getting ready for this match. This is not a laughing matter. In a few decades, your world will learn the power of an atomic bomb. Probably. My life has revolved a lot around this game lately. I spent a lot of time talking tactics in the pub. The pub. That is real. The local. So, considering the amount of time I've been worrying about this game, what's a Pluto, anyway? I'm just having an anxiety dream. This is my way of resolving my concerns about losing. Oh, yeah. Your primitive race only knows it at the moment as Planet X. By blasting aliens. Funny. I thought it was just a good name for a lovably cheeky dog. I catch sight of something else, but I decide to be wary. Obviously, I'm being told not to rush into things, to take things with a little caution, a little consideration. Well, what's this then? I can touch it, can't I? That? Oh, yes. That is only primitive. I pick it up. Nice. Weighty. Good. Bold. Strong. What is it? But what is real? A semi-automatic shotgun. We stole the technology from your race and then improved upon the design. We wanted a weapon that would look similar to one of yours, but would be much more efficient if we were to disguise ourselves as humans. We needed a human weapon because if we were to kill you with our own, you humans would start to get a bit suspicious. So I should have faith in our own tactics then. To have faith in my own team, because this alien seems to have belief in our weapons. So, what's the plan then? See, reason. All of a sudden, what was a nightmare does not seem so bad. Yurtjuk pauses for a second to think. I say that we grab a few weapons, track down William, surprise him, and blast the hell out of him. But what is real? Great, sounds spiffing to me. What should we get then? Well, that's the beauty of this place. There's so much choice. I grab another gun that looks similar in shape to a rifle. But is this real? No. Well, in that case, can I have this? Please, 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 please. I can't see why not. And I shall have one of these. Yurtjuk picks up a pistol-shaped gun. What gun's that, then? Oh, it's just a standard-issue weapon. Very reliable, however. In fact, this is my very own gun. See? It's got my name scratched into it. But it's not real. I read it. Yurtjuk. Hey, you write in English. This should actually come as no surprise, but I beg to find out what the explanation is. No, we write in Trasconian. Well, how come I can read it then? I doubt very much that you can. Come to think of it, how come you speak English? Well, funnily enough, every single race on every single planet just happens to speak what you call English. Except, of course, people like the French on your planet. You could call it a universal constant, I suppose. Even we spoke English. We just developed our own language to make ourselves far superior to every other race, which is why we don't always speak in English. There is a long pause before I pick up the guts to speak to him again. Really? You really are quite dumb, aren't you? We talk in English in order to be able to integrate ourselves into Earth's society. I told you that earlier. Hey, I'm not the one stupid enough to get a death sentence placed on himself. No? Oh. Well, anyway, we haven't got that much time. Come on, let's go. I've picked up about 7 guns, and things are starting to get exciting now. It's time to find the priests. A voice over the tannoy system at the stadium says, I wouldn't go that way if I was you. This stops me from running down the tunnel briefly. What do you bally mean? Well, that way leads to the main doors. They are heavily guarded. If you go through those doors, you wouldn't even be alive to be surprised, says the voice over the tannoy, introducing me. I smile. This is what I've been waiting for. I run out onto the pitch. For want of a better, more real word, everything becomes pixelated. Does that word exist? Who knows, but it does. Dotted. I can only see one thing now, what is directly in front of me, and one of my guns, just the nozzle. The game starts the second I am on the pitch. I notice that my movements are smooth, but they are restricted. I've woken up though, that's all I care about. They kick off. I blast the first priest striker straight in the chest. He is knocked backwards, gets up off his feet, and passes the ball to the next player, who also succumbs to my gun. I run back to the first player and shoot him twice. He will never need to bother me again. I run up to the player with the ball and try to tackle him. I end up being fouled. I run around looking for a medipack, my energy having been seriously knocked down. The first orange segment I see on the pitch, and I run over to it to restore my energy. I turn around, blast the fuck out of the player with the ball, take control, and start pegging it toward the goal. This is fucking hard though. One midfielder, two midfielders both tried to tackle me. I have to press the run button to get me to accelerate, rather than the standard lope I can only achieve otherwise. There is a defender in my way. I shoot him, as I do the one next to him. Neither of them are seriously damaged, but it allows me to get past so that only the goalie is in the way. I shoot. The priest holds his hands together in prayer, and a wall appears, deflecting the ball. I have to blast the wall away so I can get a clear shot next time. However, a defender attacks me, takes off 2 energy bars, leaving me with only 3 left. I shoot him, he dies. But the gun is out of ammo, so I go for the next one. A chain gun, with less effective power, but spurts out so many bullets in a go, it don't fucking matter. I run around, shooting aimlessly. 2 midfielders die, but there is one who is currently heading towards my goal. I press the run button and I am in heavy pursuit. I try to keep him in my sights, but unfortunately, due to me running, I cannot shoot straight, though I just keep the trigger held down anyway. I run over an orange that replenishes my energy. Hallelujah! And just before the midfielder is about to strike, enough bullets have hit his body and he falls down dead. The rest of the bullets are dispersed on a nearby midfielder, but he doesn't die. I get out my rocket launcher. This is always fun. I shoot the midfielder. He explodes in a gory mess, but I was too close to impact. I have, again, only 3 energy bars. Shit! There are only 3 defenders and a goalie to worry about. I dispense 2 rockets over to the goalie, who is seriously injured, but not quite dead. And the last flies towards a defender, the heat-seeking missile knowing exactly where to take it. More gore. I turn to my next 2 weapons. Both of them use the same cells, but I am out of those completely. I'm left with my shotgun. I start running with the ball towards the defenders. I'm taking pot shots, being careful not to miss. It takes 5 shots for one defender to die. I turn to the next. He is seriously close to me. This is scary. I shoot him 3 times, quite close. He tackles me. On the floor, I shoot him 2 more times. He is dead. I have 2 energy bars left. I grab the ball again, and just the goalie is in front of me. I have to be careful. He has his hands together in prayer. This means that when I shoot, I will be lifted backwards and pretty much be killed, as I have very little energy left. I go up to him and, with my fist, which is the only weapon I have left, other than the shotgun, I punch him. This stops the chant. I punch, and punch, and punch. He punches me, knocks me back, takes off an energy bar. 1 left. I get up, punch, 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 punch! But the 2 rockets I hit him with earlier have left him weakened. He dies. I shoot. I score. The game is over. I have won. Player 1 has 454,678 points. Hurrah! I start to fantasize again. The players that I've killed turn into aliens, and that dream figure Yurtja comes over to me. Maybe I exhausted myself so much I fell asleep.